Hello viewers, in my previous lecture I had told you the formation of the blastula and the inner mast cells and the trophoblast, and I had told you that the fixing of the blastocyst in the uterine wall or the endometrium. Today we will study about the embryonic development, and this is the human fetus. Here you see within the uterus, and I had already explained you about the trophoectoderm, which help in the providing nutrition. So then I had already explained you about the formation of the extraembryonical membranes. They were the amnion, allantois, chorionic and yolk. Yolk is negligible, and because the egg is alecythal egg, that means no yolk or negligible yolk in it. Therefore, here the yolk sac you see, here the structure you see the yolk sac, it is vestigial. Here you see the various parts, and you can say the arrangement of the embryo in the womb of the mother, and here you see it is going to develop further. Before that I will tell you the trophoblast. Trophoblast help in the formation of the chorionic villi. And these chorionic villi, actually they are seen over here, they form the placenta. Allantois and the chorionic villi, they get interdigitate with the uterine tissue and the mother's blood or the maternal blood, and therefore they form interdigitated disc-like structure all in a circular manner or in a disc form, and this is called as placenta, and they are having numerous finger-like projections called as placental villi, and this placental villi, it is helping in providing the nutrition to the developing fetus or the embryo from the mother. It takes the oxygen and nutrients like glucose, fructose, vitamins, hormones, and it releases the waste also. The waste is also released by the placenta, and this is all done by the process of simple diffusion. And here you see the allantois, I told you these supply the blood vessels. Allantois, they supply the blood vessels and therefore help in the transportation from to and fro, that means from the fetus to the waste, waste is given from the fetus to the mother body, and all the nutrients and the oxygen is taken by the fetus. This placenta is joined by a cord. This cord is called as umbilical cord. So this placenta is joined to the fetus by a cord called as umbilical cord. And here you see, I told you that the trophoblast membrane, which I told you, which gives out these finger-like projections called as placental villi. Here these are the placental villi. So these are the chorionic villi which help in the formation of the placenta, and from the placenta only it derives the nutrition from the mother's blood. And here you can see this is the umbilical cord I mentioned to you. It is having blood vessels, and here you see this developing embryo, and this is the plug of the mucus in the cervix area. This is the plug of the mucus in the cervix area. And then this membranes, I told you, extraembryonical membranes, they are the amnion, chorion, allantois and yolk. I told you the yolk sac, here you see I have mentioned this yolk sac is vestigial human beings. Yolk sac is vestigial in human beings, and this placenta slowly and slowly it develops and gives the nutrition to the developing fetus, and then it also acts as an endocrine tissue. Placenta also acts as an endocrine tissue. It will start releasing these hormones which I have mentioned here. They are HCG, HPL, estrogen and progestogens. HPL is human placental lactogen, HCG is human chorionic gonadotropin, and this later on ovary also start releasing another hormone called as relaxin. So this HCG, HPL and relaxin is only released in the pregnancy or during the pregnancy time in the human females. I am repeating, relaxin, HPL and HCG is only released in during the pregnancy time in human females. And these inner mast cells, this was all about the trophoblast, and the inner mast cells later on forms the membrane, that is ectoderm, endoderm, and in between there is soon formation of the mesoderm. Therefore, we are triploblastic, and then later on the cells develop and there is formation of the various tissues, and from the tissues organs are formed. Then there is formation of specialized cells which have high potency to form the various tissues and various organs in the developing fetus. So this way the fetus goes on developing by attaining nutrition from the placenta and oxygen from the placenta, from the mother's blood, and start giving the waste also through by the process of simple diffusion. Then the pregnancy time, it is 280 days. It is 280 days, or you can say the development time is 280 days, or it is 40 weeks, or it is 40 weeks. What happens in the first trimester? In the first trimester, first heart sound is heard, which can be noticed by making use of a stethoscope. The first trimester is of 12 weeks, where the formation of the limbs and external genital organs takes place. Just after a month only, first heart sound is observed. And in the first trimester, that is the 12 weeks, is completed, formation of the limbs takes place. Formation of the limbs takes place, forelimbs, hind limbs, and the genital organs are also formed. The first movement of the fetus is observed in the 5th month, and the second trimester is of 24 weeks. Second trimester is of the 24 weeks, where we can see the various formation of the body parts, and the body is covered by the hair, and the formation of the eyelids as well as the eyelashes. So I mentioned to you that just when after 1 month, heart sound of the fetus is can be noticed by making use of a stethoscope. And the first trimester, that is of the 12 weeks, I told you, here there is formation of the limbs and the external genital organs are formed. Then in the second trimester, which is of 24 weeks, there is formation of the eyelashes, eyelids, and on the 26th week, when there is beginning of the 26th week, the eyes open. The fetus starts opening the eyes on the 26th week. Then by the end of this week, this fetus is able to open the eyes as well as can have various other activities also. And I mentioned to you, in the 5th month of the pregnancy, the fetus takes the first movement, and therefore you can see the developing fetus over here. And in this stage, it is, besides this, there is, I told you, in the trophoblast giving the rise to the extraembryonical membrane, that is the amnion chorion. So about the chorion, I told you, this amnion forms amniotic fluid actually. This amnion, this is the cavity here you see. This amnion, it is, here I have mentioned to you, it is the space between the ectoderm and the trophoblast. Amnion is the space between the ectoderm and the trophoblast. It is filled by the lots of fluids are released and it forms a fluid called as amniotic fluid. It is a clear watery fluid, and actually this amniotic fluid helps the fetus. It protects the fetus against the desiccation. It protects the fetus. Amniotic fluid protects the fetus against the desiccation, as well as protects the fetus from mechanical shocks and other injuries. This way, all the functions I told you, and the later development of the first trimester and the second trimester also I have told you. Then when it is fully developed, when after 280 days it is fully developed, it is ready for the expulsion. So expulsion of the fetus from the uterus of the mother, that is called as parturition.